Greetings, lovelies. I hope all is well. I hope this message finds you in good health and spirits. If you are not in good health and spirits, I hope it can uplift your spirits so that you can heal yourself internally and externally. This is piggybacking. I was told to go deeper. So, as I did. I sure did. And then I'm like, okay, I don't even know where to start. But then Spirit said start from the ending. So I'm gonna start with the last cards that I pulled. I think it was this way. Yeah, Matter of the Heart was the first card. However, as you see my little don't talk about it, okay? And you see my little sign back there, right? But I was woken up at 2:57 a.m. and I was told to go back. So I ran back to the ladder pool and looked at my notes from there. I noticed that the timestamp I had wrote down, because I would normally take notes and the timestamp that the video ends. My ears are ringing like mad right now. Ooh. Was 2:57. So I then I knew the meanings of 2s, 222, 555, and 777, you know, 2s and 5s and 7s and all individually. But I kept being told to go deeper, 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 deeper. Now, this is the angel messages that I pulled from this reading. This is the cards. The only thing added is these 3 tarot cards that I started to shuffle, and these fell out, and it was told it's together. So yeah, and once I went deeper into this message 222, as I looked up at my timestamp, I realized the importance of it from these messages, and I've now turned them over to the Bible verses, because I think it was only one that had a verse. The rest was the prayer that's in the back for that specific verse. But yes, so if you're seeing this first, you can go into my videos, and I believe that you'll see these cards. You'll see these ladders probably standing. I think I had it like that, but this is the setup. I was a bit overwhelmed, you know. It was just looking a little too cluttered for me. This is bothering me too, but it is what it is. And it was definitely the fact of saying bye, because we have bye here. We could spell bye in the letters. As you see, it is not much we can spell with these letters, but let me just pull out my notes over here from the ladder pool of what I actually did find. I found hump, jump, pure, pry, by, fume, up. Yeah, so it really wasn't much. But as you know, when I do a reading, these letters are first, middle, or last initials. But I just go with what else I could actually spell with it. But as I'm looking at these messages in the hours of the morning now, I'm seeing words that I cannot even make, but most of the letters are there. For instance, I saw equipped. You know, we have an E, we have a Q, we have a U. We don't have the I, we have the P, and we don't have the T. I also saw jumper, but you can get jumper. So when I wrote that down, I have stars because I got astro travel. So I'm not sure if you actually are in conscious knowing that you're astro traveling, but this is talking of beings astro traveling, the someone in our collective. I mean, it's limited few this will resonate with. But uh, I also have the title, which was the What the Fuck reading. You know, Magic Stick, Try Again was a note. The note, the little timestamp, 2 minutes 57 seconds was the short intro. But the crazy part was then I have 22:57 written down in this actual little box here that I had did this jot down reading with. And even I was told to look it up, and even as I looked up that number and did the studying, I got my book out. I went in. When I say went in, and I just basically saw why, why I had to go in. And I look up now, and what's the timestamp? 555. So, well, we already know we're not going to get that 777 on a timestamp, are we? But either way, it's just all confirmation, all confirmation. So I'm just going to put this note to the side, and yeah, just drop it to the side, and let's get on, because I was told to start from the end. And I believe I know why, because some of our collective lovelies have elevated, have graduated, yes, but some are still needing to go back, go within. So yeah, we have matter of the heart here. We have no reply is an answer. So if you've asked somebody something, or called, I don't know, because now I see don't answer. So it's either meeting petty with petty, or it's like, okay, reciprocating the energy in a healthy way, hopefully. But yeah, real, recognize real. My ears are now ringing again, not both left ear only this time. So yeah, you're definitely gonna see a side, and you're gonna definitely reciprocate that energy. You or another person possibly is vegan, air sign, what's that, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. Regard, who are you out here? Who are you? You probably don't even know who this person is anymore. They've changed so much. But this is probably a person looking in at your new higher movement, and they can't recognize you. Yeah, that's exactly what it is with this coming out after that. Relationship over religion. So yes, you have formed a relationship with the divine, rather than going to a church house or listening to another person tell you how you should praise, how you should worship, how you should, live your life. You did probably seek guidance, but that guidance was with higher self, with your divine counterparts, with your people, So yes, lovely, heartfelt apology. Somebody is coming in to apologize. Yeah, they're gonna edit. We have added. They're trying to fix something. This person probably broke their heart. Broke their heart. You probably broke their heart, or they broke your heart. I was supposed to be saying broke your heart, but maybe it's the opposite way around. But either way, maybe this is you coming in with this apology. Either way, I tell you, it is a collective. You are to take what's yours, leave the rest. Do not make it fit. Do not make it fit. Sometimes you feel like a knot. So hey, Jesus. I got two different energies just now. That was sexual, but then it was like feeling crazy for being vulnerable. But yeah, it's time. It's time. Earth. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. New hair, don't care. You're probably getting a new hairstyle, new hairdo, haircut, but new hair, don't care. This is like a new revamp for the new you. Pisces is out here. So we've got Pisces, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. It's gonna be big. So yes, of course, you probably do want to get a new look for this new you. You can do me, but I ain't doing you. Okay, we went back to that sexual thing. Alright, so that was basically saying, okay, you can do whatever you want to do to me, boy. Returning the favor. Hello, hi. I, anyway, don't look put this to the side. Look put this to the side. That's why I had to start from her list. So, anyway, let's get it. Let's get it because you know the ruined guy fell in the reading that I had started, and I once again ended without doing it. And so I then it's uploaded. I put a little advertisement out there. As I prepared myself for this, because after even doing all the research, I was so tired. I had to rest. As I said, I was up from wee hours in the morning, and yeah, so I took a couple hours. I think like two hours or so. But anyway, here I am. Here I am. Here I am, my lovelies. So the first ruin up was. Let me see that. Let me look at the camera. Yep, as I look in the camera, I see 11:10, and it was 11:11. But this ruin here is yours. It is the yew tree. This ruin here speaks of strength, reliability, dependable, trustful. It speaks of the endurance, protection, defense, motivation towards a sense of purpose, and an achievable target. This is like laying a grounded foundation, I could say. Yeah. And this one here, sorry, it was in reverse, but well, I knocked it down, and I didn't notice that but this was in reverse. So this is this way it's the rido. Right, raid ho. Right ho. This is the chariot. Or the wagon. But this speaks of a crisis, some sort of injustice and disruption. It's sort of dislocation, like eviction, delusion, might even be a possible like death itself. The next one that came, it was sideways as I pulled it out of the box, and that's the Oaz, which is the horse ruin. So the horse, its movement, its change. We are in the horse year now, so it being sideways, it's like a standstill. It's not going forward or backward, it's just there. This isn't really it's no negative to this ruin. It is to be paired with the ruins surrounding it. So the meaning to this ruin will come from the ones that's beside it. So next we actually had the manas, which stands for mankind. It talks about individual self, humanity, and your attitude towards humans, and humanity's attitude towards you, vice versa. It speaks of social order. It speaks of help and cooperation. So basically, with the rider in reverse, which is the chariot, and then this after it, it's basically stating something is throw you off course, right? Being a person, an individual, period. Even if it is the world itself that you feel is not going as it should. Sometimes our way is not what Spirit wants for us. And as if you have not been shown this yet, you will soon see that Spirit's way is best. Mother knows best. I can't remember. This song is playing That I heard that I mother knows best. That's a musical from something, Lord knows. It's a cartoon probably. Mother knows best. I think she's trying to keep her in from the world. But either way, Spirit knows best. So when you think you want this to go this way and this is how that should go, Spirit might have to rearrange things because in the wrong one, it's not going to last probably, you know. The next one up is Ingwas. And, you know, that's looks like an X sitting on another set of X's. And this speaks of the earth god, you know, male fertility, common virtues, sense of growth, inner growth, internal growth, higher growth. You know, this growth is family love, but it also speaks of a rest stage, a relief period, a time of no anxiety, you know. So yes, right now or in the near past, you possibly was feeling down and feeling like it was no way forward. Yeah, because, oh, that was another thing. February and March. You cannot spell it, but I kept seeing it, so I wrote that down too. Jupiter as well. And Jupiter is basically one of the protectors of Earth. The gravity of Jupiter's spinning or whatnot reflects a lot of meteors and stuff from us and whatnot. So that speaks of protection. That just came to my mind. But I have Jupiter here on my notebook. Up here, underline is literally like scratched deeper, capitalized, and it's got scribble under it. Because that's all I kept heard. Listen. What's next? We have Lagoose. It's Lagoose. Yeah, it's Lagoose. This is speaking of water, a leak. Flowing water, fertility, life energy, you know. Us as humans, we are mainly water, energy, and water. But it speaks of organic growth, imagination, psychic matters, dream, mystery, just hidden deep unknown, you know. So speaks of underworld, renewal, travel, success. On different aspects, it might be a loss of some sort as well. But with this Lagoose, it's speaking of letting things flow, you know. My next room couldn't stand because it's a little small on the bottom. My ears start ringing again. Fehu. This speaks of domestic. Oh, look at that. It's doing it, guys. It wouldn't stand up there, but I see why. It's on the card, and it's like a little balance, but easy way. It's standing. This speaks of domestic wealth. In back in biblical days or BC, as they say, it was like cattle, goat, you know, because when you got married, these things was given to the male side's family, as it was like selling off their daughter. But I'm saying the male side, the female side. But yeah, that's basically how just studying that. That's what it was like for me. But it speaks of hope, success, happiness. But it is worldly possession. You know, one earned income, abundance, financial strength in the near future. You know, and if not now, it's like right here. It's right there. It's like that's what it is. And then the last ruin up was one axe, but it's the gebo, and this is the gift. This is the gift woman. You know, it speaks of both giving and receiving. So for all your work and your dedication, your devotion, the divine is now gifting you, and this is like a balance. So all areas, this is work, this is home, this is love. I have um I have everything. It is a peace that of no other. This is the biggest achievement. In other words, spirit is blessing you with what you've asked for and more. you know. So, yes, I just want you to take time right now and just give thanks, 2027 as I look up at my timestamp. But still in the 257 because zeros are not in numerology, are they? But, yeah, so as I said, I was told to go in, go in, go in. So I've bent in on this, they say deeper, I went deeper. So I looked, and 257 speaks of positive, life-altering changes, and how they are unfolding, driven by hard work and divine guidance. You know, um, this is transformations, efforts rewarded. It's just support, and this support is coming from the Ascended Masters. Period. All things are possible. Stay focused and be patient. Period. But the twos speaks of balance and harmony. Fives, change for the better. You might think it's happening to you, it's happening for you. Sevens is your intuition. So 57 is patience with self. So that's having patience with yourself. If at first you don't succeed, try again, 222202 as I looked up at my timestamp. But yeah, and as I told you, sevens is your intuition, but basically the message with the 257 is, the 2257 was the same as the 257, but it was basically added trust. So it was definitely a call to trust, self, divine, all of that. But in love, it was saying let go of what doesn't serve you, certain patterns from certain relationships that you notice, people even that no longer serve you or your purpose. It speaks of healing, preparation for a new healthy love life, So you cannot take what happens in one relationship into another. So that's where it calls for healing. Trust that all will work out, all will be okay, like period. But you are being called to take action, collective. Take action because your actions will be rewarded. To balance partnership, focus on harmony, trust, and duality. 5, change, freedom, embrace new experiences, and adapt to shifts. 7, spirituality, wisdom, trust your intuition and inner knowing. 23, 32, as I looked up, we are now mirroring numbers. But yeah, lovelies, this is the number breakdown of my going in. And let me get a little sippy sip. I actually have highlighted some things on my little jot down and everything because it was just amazing that each and every, from the ruins, from the tarot, from these numbers, from the love cards, all is stating the same thing. But let's move on to the tarot. We have the Queen of Rods out there. The Queen of Rods, Rods is fire. Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So that's some fire energy. It speaks of being bold. This is a person that wears her own boat. And it's no masculine, male or female. It's masculine and feminine in tarot. So even if I say her, it it don't have to be. But this is a person that is mastering their own destiny, mastering their own path. I've got hiccups like mother as I started to separate her. But this person is independent, courageous. They are a social butterfly as well. They put themselves out there. But this Two of Swords here, this Two of Swords is speaking of a decision that has you in your head, but you need to open your eyes, you know, because of the fact that this indecisiveness is slowing progress. It's giving an emotional paralysis. You know, it's just not, there's no movement if you can't make, if you cannot decide. But this right here just basically piggybacks off the whole message right there. Okay, we're not gonna stand because I moved the card, and yeah. But we then had this Six of Cups out here. This Six of Cups is memories, innocence. So when I see these Six of Cups, I'm definitely to the point of you need to go back within, go back to the past, or you're dwelling on the past. But maybe you are dwelling on the past. But this with this with this trio here is speaking of possible reunions and revisited connections. But this is saying you need to go back within and do a little bit more shadow work. This is for limited view because, as I say, it's different stages. For my loveless holder, I feel it, and the message is saying the same. So this is a future read for some. This is present, and for others, this is just where you came from, and hey, you're just flowing. You know, like that water flow that just rolling with my homies. I don't know why I heard that. But anyway, yes, you are being called to look into your inner child, your inner you, your higher self. And as I say, I went in when I was told to go in. I went in. So I have counted all of these letters. I have counted all of these. I have counted all of these, those, these, period. And guess what, my lovelies? All numbers coincide. Now, when you're doing your birth chart, I don't know how many of you have actually did that. You basically break down, not your birth chart, your life path number. You break down your month, day, and year, and it breaks down to one individual number. Unless that number is an 11, 22, or 33, you break it down to the farthest point, because 11, 22, and 33 are actually master numbers that they speak a lot about yourself. Let me know if your breakdown is a master number 11, 22, or 33. But either way, we had 13 breaks down to be 4, yes, but the spiritual meaning for 13 is endings, transformation, rebirth. I have written next to that divine phoenix. So this rebirth is higher birth. It is higher knowledge. It is higher self. It is burning away that matrix, that 3D, and leveling up just leveling up, you know. And 4 speaks of grounded foundation, stability, completeness, but also divine protection. You know, 8, we had 8 out here, which was the ruins, new beginnings, resurrection. Yeah, this speaks of infinite consciousness. You know, so this is beyond knowing. Like, you're gonna know, you're gonna freak people out. You're gonna freak yourself out. Lovely. Yeah. But anyway, when you add those numbers up, it comes to 25. 2 plus 5 equals 7. Yeah. So I told you the breakdown of 7 already, right? Spirituality, wisdom, right? Your intuition and inner knowing. What did I just say, lovelies? This is what I mean. When it comes to spirit, there's no such thing as coincidence, you know? It is all with reason. 29 is a look up at the time stamp. However, let's moving on. We have 14. 14, I want to say that was the letter numbers. The latter ones. But 14 speaks of balance, transformation, completeness, duplicated. So this is like double completeness. This is feeling like you have been uplifted. But basically it is ultimate deliverance. So this is divine level up. This is divine. Do you see all of these? Divine level up, divine infinite consciousness, divine protection, divine phoenix. Do you see? You are on your way. You are divine. 6 calls for balance, harmony, responsibility, nurturing, unconditional love, human imperfection. So this is loving those and even if you see fault, it is still showing love. It's unconditional love. It's love in spite of, not because of. You know, this is like, it's like, what I'm trying to say. And I didn't do the breakdown of the 14 because 4 plus 1 is 5. You know, I'm already there. 5 speaks of change. Good change for the better. I looked up, it was 31, 13. But you know, this is hard work paid off. You no longer need to struggle. You no longer need to put in so much work. You know, this is just, I as you see, I'm speechless, right? I'm speechless. It's just beautiful. That's what it is. Congratulations. Pat yourself on the back. Give yourself a clap. I don't want to go over there and get my clappers right now because I'm getting everything done. It's behind her in my little basket of goodies. But it is what it is. It is what it is. You are being called out to get moving. If you are not moving, to find that balance. Balance was what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 times balance. Trust and trusting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Trusting came out. Change. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 change. Strength is called out. 1, 2, 3. 3 times. 4 times. 4 times. Rewarded. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Rewarded 5 times. Yeah, I highlighted some because it was standing out that how much times this messages said the same thing. But yes, if you are feeling off balance, you are being called to find balance. Go within and give yourself rest. You know? But however, my lovelies, should I do a little yes on there? You could ask a question. Ask a question. When I tell you there's no such thing as coincidence, you are being called to trust your instincts. Defend yourself against those draining your energy. We have a toadstool and a rainbow. This might be of significance within the upcoming days or the just last few past days, possibly. Let's see what's on the bottom of the deck. Yes. So, yeah, lovelies, I'm going to leave this as is. It is always honor. It is always respect. It's always the most purest and honest love. You are listening to Bella. This is the Quiet Storm 444. Stay loyal to self, my babies.